These videos are made for adult collectors because if you're a child who can afford to buy these, your parents must have a lot of money. Go ask your parents how they feel about adult adoption. Asking for a friend. I am the friend. Today we will be taking a look at X-Transbots, Big Load. I'm an adult, so I will not make the jokes, but there are jokes. And that's all I'm going to say. Anyways, long haul, part of the Constructicon sets from X-Transbots. Nice artwork for the packaging. Nice artwork. I'm loving it. I really love the back. It looks really nice. Reminds me of the boxes from like when I was a kid, and when they redid them, what was it, like in the early 2000s, I think it was. We have a saying here where every bottle is won before it is fought. Nice, nice. Liking it. And then there is a scrapper on the back. Anyways, and here is Long Haul in all of his glory. Yeah, we'll call it glory. I like glory. Anyways, get a close-up on the head sculpt. I really like it. I like the way that the visor looks with the paint. Nice metallic red, nice silver, and I like the back part. The back part is really cool. Nice. He comes with some accessories. Comes with his gun that he can hold in masterpiece fashion with the peg hole, I guess you could call it, and slips in with one of those pegs. Holds it pretty nicely. And then he also comes with a trumpet, because you know the movie and Starscream and things. But same way, with tab and a slot. Slot was the word that I'm looking for. And then he holds it up. Hold the trumpet. Anyways, he holds the trumpet. There's paint. It's hard push, but you can get it there. He comes with 2 missiles. This is for his truck mode, you know, like the toy. And he comes with a replacement grill if you don't like the one that is on there. And we can get to that in vehicle mode. As for Long Haul's articulation, the arms can do a full 360 butterfly joint at this point right here, which is nice. Elbows can do pretty much the full range with a double elbow joint. Love to see it. I do have an issue with these panels when I'm moving the arm, because sometimes I grab it here, but if you grab it here, they're fine. It just gets in the way. Head, if you move the flap down, can go all the way around. There is some blockage there, so you probably want to put it all the way down, which is nice. Waist articulation is 360 degrees, because that makes sense. And he also has a really nice ab crunch, although it can be a little loose at times, or it feels loose, but it is actually kind of strong. It can, you know, obviously when you get too far, it's just gonna be whatever. But the only time you'll ever have that is if he's sitting Long Haul. He also has wrist rotation, and the wrist can do that, so you can have an open palm type of kung fu thing. And speaking of open palm, his fingers are pinned at this knuckle and this knuckle, with the 3 fingers being kind of conjoined and articulated. The index finger is on its own hinge. They are typewriter fingers. And the thumb is on a swivel that you can bring down and up, and the same as the other 2, it is pinned here and here to have pretty much full range of motion. Legs, moving the hip scripts out of the way, can go forward all the way. back all the way and can do full splits because, you know, we like that. Double jointed knee for the full range. If you can get this out of the way, sometimes it pops up, sometimes it doesn't. And we got an ankle tilt, as well as forward and no back, but it's okay. More than you would realistically need. I mean, the back's a little pain in the ass, but if you you really won't need it because, you know, that's gonna hold it down pretty nicely. As for a size comparison, here he is with MP36 Megatron with his ankles that are trash, and that looks pretty good in my opinion. I think that's right, but again, this is all subjective. So it's basically how you think it would look. Some people like the fan toys because they're a little bit taller, and you know what? That kind of makes sense. I think this scale works because this matches the Sunbow chart. I know words, I promise. And here he is next to his on-screen appearance. No, not that one. This on-screen appearance. Yeah, that works. Okay. Very cartoon accurate. Like it a lot. Now, on to transformation. We're going to start with, I don't know. What's the best way to do this? Probably the torso. We'll probably do it with the torso. So, get the flap all the way down. Turn his head around 360. We're going to disconnect. Can't really see it on this side, on that side, so we'll do it on this side. There's a little tab that these come off of with the slight movement. You can also dislodge the chest here. Don't push it all the way back because of this back section. So just enough to move it. You're gonna do the same on the other side. Get that out of the way. You can even pull them a little bit forward to get them down and around. Which we'll need. Come back here, lift this up, move this around. Get this out of our way for right now. Get it trapped on the arm. Lift this all the way up. Do a full 360. Get this down and out of the way. And then open his little chest sections. You can fold these out here. And then what we're gonna do is we're going to take this side and we're gonna pull it. Actually, wait, nope, hold on, sorry. Important part, you gotta flip these little pieces out. Be very careful because this is scary and this has pretty, it's kind of hard to get your fingers. Sometimes you should get a spudger, but you want to be careful to not like fully rip it out because that can't come apart if you try too hard. Anyways, take this, slide it down. Sorry, nope, you want to pull these out so they can slide down because again, you don't want to break these. Always want to be careful. Then swing this around so it can hold there for a little bit. You can move this piece back. It's on a little slider right there. Go this way, this way. And that'll clip in right there to hold that all into place. Same thing on the other side. Move this down. Move this back around, and that will tap in right here. And then you can take this little door piece right here. Then you want to fold this out, fold this in. Come here, put this up just a tad to where it'll fit in. And then this tab will go into that slot right there. So that'll hold that in place. Then you want to move these pieces right here up, which will fill in that gap right there to make it cohesive. Untab everything because you're good at this. Retab everything back together. Retab everything back. There we go. Now we can fully put this up. We can fully put this up. That. Take this, because this is on a separate hinge right here. You want to fold this out like so. And then fold. Actually, we'll keep the head out for now. Now we're going to move on to the arms. Always forget where these open at. So, there they are. So they open right here, right where these two bottom panels are. They fold out. Then you want to fold that black piece in and this piece up. And then you want to kind of get the arm to where it bends at, sorry, I can't see that, this joint right here, while keeping the back one straight. Get something like this. Do the same thing on the other side. Open, move, close, bend at that top joint to something like this. Then orientate, I forgot, turn the hands to where the back faces. Basically, you want the back hands to face the back of the truck. So if it was laying down like this, you want the hands facing that way. Come in, and with the greatest of ease, you want to try to get that slot to go onto that tab. Sometimes it can be a pain. So there's a little finesse, but be careful on that slider because you don't want to yank this off. There we go. And make sure your hands are all closed up because sometimes it can be not fun. Move the arms up and try to just get that tab secured. I am having issues. It's real important that those elbows are oriented properly or else this will not be fun. Then you can take these tabs and they'll do into a slot right up there. It's hard to see on the camera, but it is there, I promise. And then put it in, close, and you want to pull down on these tabs right here to make sure that these arms, you know, are good and set. You want to put the head down as nice as possible. This little black piece is going to go over that tab there. And you have an issue. Just kidding. Everything gets tabbed in nicely for the most part. Then to these, make sure that these are all pointed out and these slots are going to go into those tabs on their hinges. I found the best is to put this tab in first and then point this down a little bit. So I'm going to do the same for this tab. And then tab those together on that section right there, like that. Put the arms back into place because they got untabbed, because of course they did. Oh no. Why are these giving me problems? I don't know. Oh, because I didn't push it in far enough. I knew that. Nice, back together. Make sure everything is tabbed and oriented properly. And then we're gonna move to the back of the legs. Fold these up right here. Take these, fold these out. And you have to be a little bit careful because there is a little tab there that you're gonna have to flex over and then out. Then release these from this tab. Be careful because you can stress it. Do that on both sides. Pull these fully over and they will slot in with that tab to that slot. Same over here, that tab, that slot. Bring them forward just a little bit. Then what you want to do, actually no, sorry. You want to bring these all the way out so you can see what you're doing here. Bring these all the way out. Fold this out. And I'm going to come back here, fold all this out. Kind of, but not really. You want to angle it to where you have to get these through here and you have to kind of flex it a little bit. It's kind of hard and I haven't really felt the best way to do this other than just praying. Same for this side, fold everything out. Try not to break your toy because you don't want to break your figure. Make sure everything is all straightened out. And then kind of have it something like this. Then you want to have the legs together at these two sections, kind of like so. And then you want to fold out these tires. Fold them out. You don't want to plug them into anything. You just want to get them out of the way so you can bend it at these bottom knee joints here. And then you want to be careful to make sure to not have the tires get stuck on these. And then tap the feet together. Tap the feet, tap the feet together at this locking point. This locking point, you can bend them down. Sorry, bend this part down here to have it line up. You're basically gonna have to fiddle with this a bit to have it to where it lines up. Oh my gosh, why is this so hard? Line up with this tab with that hole. Sometimes it gets a little finicky. Boop. And then angle it as you want. Fold these flaps out right here. And as you can see, I have a little bit of a stress mark just because of kind of these tabs here, transforming it back and forth. But you want to fold these out, fold that out, fold out, fold out. And then this is going to tab in this slot to here, and this slot here to here. You want to line it all up, make sure it's all good. Sometimes it can be a little finicky because of all of the moving parts, but eventually they will all go in together. Why is this not playing nice? Oh no, I forgot a step. Sorry, you want to fold this around, and this tab is going to go into a little slot back there. I did forget that. Just sits in there, just like that. Fold everything back down. Go with the greatest of ease, and it was so simple. I totally didn't. Uh-oh. Why is this giving me such a hard time? Anyways, these there's a little tab right there that goes into a little slot right there that you want to do. Do that on both sides. All right, I had to take it off screen. The issue with this not pegging in was because this joint was up a little bit. All right, but now that everything is tapped in and nicely oriented, we're left with this gorgeous dump truck. I like it, and it rolls very nicely with the rubber wheels. However, sometimes because of these wheels and how they sit back here, sometimes they get a little construed and they're a little wobbly. So sometimes the rolling just kind of sucks because our wheel will go like this or turn in and it'll kind of like stop. But for the most part, it's very nice. Here it is next to an empty car. For a sense of scale, it works. Again, this probably isn't going to be as accurate because of it just kind of can't be, because this would be like huge if this was any type of accurate. And you do have gun storage in vehicle mode. If you come back here, there are little slots in here for the little tabs. I put it at an angle, try to get it into somewhat of the little slots in there. It is very difficult sometimes, but once when it's in there, you can close the legs around it, and it should be good. Now, it does sit in there kind of loosely, so like if you were to kind of mess around with this a little bit, it might just fall off. But it works. I did forget to show off the changing bumper. To do that, you basically just remove this. It goes onto those little two pegs there, and you can add the other one, which is like that. Has that little indentation that the other one doesn't, and a little bit more of a swooping. So, your preference. My thoughts. Overall, I really like this figure. I do. I think it matches the cartoon really nicely. I think it does what I want a long haul to do, and it looks like a long haul that I want to do, that I want it to look like. The back also looks very nice and very clean. However, I do have some issues, like the elbow can't sit fully straight without coming undone, and I'm afraid that will stress, so it has to be at somewhat of an angle. I don't really care for the typewriter fingers, although that's just me. Mostly it's going to be holding a gun or the trumpet. So it really doesn't matter. The thumb works how it's supposed to. I mean, realistically, a human thumb is just going to go from here to here. It doesn't, although I do like it when they have a ball joint, especially for transformation, to where the thumb can kind of just go like that and tuck away, so you don't have to worry about accidentally breaking it. So the motion is there, which is fine, but the ball joint would just be a little bit nicer. These panels do sometimes give me an issue just when I'm trying to move the figure, but for the most part, it doesn't really matter. That's a nitpick thing for me anyway. But overall, I love this figure. I think it is a really, really, really good figure, and you know, I'm happy to have it in my collection. Like the video if you liked the video, dislike it if you hated it or hate me, totally understandable. Subscribe if you want to see more of these videos. Catch everyone next time. Thank you. If I can get it in there, but I can't because I am bad at things. This is why my parents left me in the dumpster. Oh shit. I broke it. Oh no. And he holds it. Very nice. You're supposed to be working with me here, and why don't you work with me? Why don't you like me? Where did I put his gun? I want the gun for the final thing. Where the... Oh, it's underneath the table. I guess I dropped it somewhere.